What's one of the greatest Wolverine stories of all time? What is the greatest Wolverine story of all time? A lot of people say Weapon X. I'm almost there. Now, we have to say Weapon X was destroyed by the Origin miniseries. Paul Jenkins, Richard Asimov, Andy Kubert, or Adam Kubert. One of the Kubert boys. But at one point, this was our Wolverine origin. And it's drawn by and colored by Barry Windsor-Smith. Celebrated comic book artist. This guy goes all the way back to Conan. He is the man. So, Wildstorm Productions and Valiant Comics, they do a crossover. And during that crossover, I think the lines of communications were open between Jim Lee and Barry. Because, like, Barry is top tier, and Barry is getting well paid with Valiant Comics. But Jim Lee's like, can we hang out? Can we please do a book? Barry, I need the way you draw. I need this in the Wildstorm universe. Well, we get that. Wildstorm Rising, Chapter 1. We see it there on the cover. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Windsor-Smith. Just put the Barry above. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Let's fix this cover. Let's fix this cover, guys. Right there. Barry Windsor-Smith. Let's go. Yeah, the hell with the introduction. The hell with the ceremony. We are rocking and rolling. I just did a Top Cow Tuesday video in this style. Meaning, let's just get to the books as quickly as possible. That video, if you guys want to check that out. Because sometimes we crisscross with Top Cow Tuesday and Wildstorm Wednesday. It's not crisscross today. But if you're... I thought this was so of note. If you're interested in American comics merging with manga and what that looked like within a monthly title, look no further than Cyberforce issue 23. Go check out that video. Now, Barry Windsor-Smith. Why do we care about Barry Windsor-Smith? Dominant drawing style in comic book history. What goes unsaid a lot is the coloring that surrounds his work. He's branching off at this point. He's got money from Valiant Comics. He has millions from the 90s boom. He has adulation from his work in mainstream comics. So we get these handshakes. I feel like some of this is this ad here. Barry Windsor-Smith. Paradox Man. Copyright 1995. Barry Windsor-Smith Studio. Tristan King. A Man at a Time. We have the signature coloring here. This is, the way he does reflective chrome. It just makes your head do this. Some of it is you do something for me, do something for you. We've had Deathmate. We've had Wildstorm Productions full collab with Valiant Comics. Valiant Comics is really the big paycheck for Barry. So let's just say Jim Lee, they did some good work in the prologue. They did some good work in the epilogue. The prologue for Deathmate is a great setup. Barry Windsor-Smith sings in that prologue. So that communication continues. So we get Barry Windsor-Smith just agreeing to draw Chapter 1. Now, this isn't a true Chapter 1 because we have other issues within the Wildstorm universe that lead into this. Wildcats, technically Jim Lee's last full issue because he just does the layouts. Jim Lee leans in on this. And you also want to say that's a part of the arrangement. I'm not sure. I think Chavis Charest was so hot on Wildcats at the time. It was a win-win for Barry. But some of this is you want to be represented. You want your work promoted. You want to be taken seriously. And you know at this time, these books are late. These books are criticized for their writing. Barry later criticizes all of this for the writing. He says he excuses himself. But why do you have to excuse yourselves when you're drawing cards like this? when you got Fahrenheit here, smoking. I mean, look at Grifter. Grifter totally nerfed. I mean, we got Z-Lot's sexy butt here. I mean, it's a comic book, right? It's sexy. We got a stripper just like, is she on a stripper pole there? Is Voodoo on a stripper pole? I love the shadowing for moles back here though. Right, so don't be a George Clooney. And what do I mean by that? George Clooney, even recently, dissing Batman and Robin. He's saying that's like the one movie I can't let my kids watch. Own your work, especially if you get paid well for it, right? Back it up, because I see so much good here. This pose, this Voodoo, another great Voodoo pose. Look at this car. Here we go. So we want to kind of like blur. We call it not drawing to the edge. When you have a car here and you know there's a seat here, there's a dashboard, find a way for you not to have it be drawn, because you know that's going to take time. But it's also a focal point. So you gotta know what the solutions are. And I love the arch of Diva's back here as she's just trying to blast away. Grifter recovers. So this is almost like an animatic where we see Grifter here and we turn the page and he's spinning around. The camera angle goes from like we're facing this way and then boom, we're facing that way. Very thought out layouts. What a great start. And we don't care about that. We will get into the Wildstorm Rising story at some time, but not today, my friends. And then we have our boy here. This guy's lurking because he knows something. And look how Barry draws these cybernetic fingers. I mean, guys, and that coloring. So the coloring is Barry Windsor-Smith's studio. But I love the blue of the reflective chrome with that weird green and that pink. He's done so much pink. That's what she said at this time. And if you do an aerial shot here, so they're like, it's like a used car lot, but it literally looks like a used car lot. And he does some really smart things here where he adds these like flashpoints here, like here, and here. And what that does, it just helps with the eye to kind of, again, you can't draw everything. You don't have time to draw everything. Most of the time for this is going into getting the perspective right for the cars. And we see, maybe it's a Studebaker, I don't know. This one seems a little bit off. This is a high-end comic book grid that Barry was just able to, we can kind of tell from the looseness. He just bangs it out. Now, the coloring here is advanced. Is it executed? Not entirely. I think it's a little bit more reflective. I think that green, a little bit off. Moving forward, get Grifter, man, just like rage blasting here. It's like he is a first-person shooter. And the war continues, and Hightower is making his way. And we get these, like, good character shots. I don't understand why he says he couldn't draw the characters. I mean, oh my God, look, like Winter here. And look at the desperation in Fahrenheit's face. Fiji here. Look, just, there you go. Pounding. Taking Spartan over here to Pound Town. Look at that. Warblade, again, getting zapped in the face. Again, like, he's so good with drawing Grifter. Excuse me, guys. We had a quick phone call. Yes, we're still in the IT crisis. Again, too, like, Grifter just getting destroyed. Warblade. I love battles like this. Like, these are comic books where you have two good guy teams, and then, as the battle progresses, it becomes like a stalemate. Like, this, like, we have a one up here. We have a one up here. Spartan is just getting, look at his exposed arm. And the Warblade just falling on fire. Right, and look, dude, I love this destroyed car with the oil and the gas just like leaking out. Just looks like blood. Really cool stuff. But yeah, we get, you get some crowd shots. So you always want to say these are the friends of the artist. Like, who's this girl? This girl knows Barry. Is that Barry himself? Could be. Who is that? Who is this guy? Hey, this is before people had browser histories. Never check this guy's browser history. But we have Hightower, and he tracks down this key. And the key, I guess we are getting into the story. The key here, this is going to lead them to an ancient warship. That's what they're battling for. And then I love this moment. We get this. We really haven't seen this. So the member of Wildcats that can expand their height is Maul. We never think of Void as being able to do that. But he does it here. And she's a giant. People are looking up at her. Some of the colors, if you were to lay out the colors, these are a palette. This is a palette swatch, but the way they are put together and the subtlety of these faces, like, it's too good. And you kind of want to say, like, this is too good, but then this one, like, too detailed, even though that guy has a sweet shadow. But yeah, Hightower is making his way. He's moving through the protection of the key. He's going to get the key. And we have this wonderful establishing shot here of just exactly Void in her. Here we go. Everything goes back to Watchmen in her Dr. Manhattan moment. And this guy is just like flipping. Like, what is he? What is she? What's happening here? Great fire truck. There's just too much. When he draws something, there's just so much. And here we go. Hightower has manipulated his way to get the key. Everyone's doomed. Everyone listen to me. Dude, and they just take out Warburg. I mean, I love that his armor is just like splintering off and it looks like a rib cage. Nice 4-panel. Guys, you don't have to be fancy with your layouts. Just draw within the panel and do something amazing. But yeah, Void gets the information that the key is active. All hell breaks loose. Spartan is just like, he's almost stripped, but look at that. Look at that. We got Despot here. He's ready to go. He's like, I'm the villain, and you guys just gave me something to do. And amongst this, I mean, we want to say, look, the fire is just growing as these panels the fire is growing. So now they're just fully engulfed in these flames. You want to say, you could color this for a week and you still don't find the combination. This is where like practice and instinct roll in. It's a tough shell to crack sometimes, but guys, let's just do it one more time. Look how awesome Spartan is just torn apart. And then we do the thing where we introduce Savant. We get Savant going, and this is a character. She gets her own title soon, and no one cared. And this is her. And Alan Moore would write her too. That's the beginning of the end of Wildstorm. And then there it is, the absolute destruction. Some people might say, oh, that trading card. No, the trading, this is a part of the reading experience. I don't care. I mean, this is such a tough shot because we have, these are 2 panels. They look like 1 panel. But the coloring should separate the 2, which it doesn't. And we have like, what do we do for the background? Dude, Warblade is just dripping. He did not survive Stormwatch at all. And then we have a little bit of things to come. This is all the players coming up in Wildstorm Rising. We get Barry Windsor-Smith drawing Backlash. Barry Windsor-Smith draws Backlash. What else do you need? I mean, look at his death blow. Wet work. Yeah, he's got the Gen 13. He's got Union. This just look. We have the Superman analog and we have the Superman analog. Never put a Superman analog in your superhero universe. Only if they're like the absolute focus. But whatever. The coloring for Halo Tower. then there we go. They get back home, and Hightower's there with the key. And this here, like, if this is almost like a still shot from a movie. If they were like, we're making the movie of Wildcats, and they duplicated this, you would be like, holy moly. And look, Spartan just completely torn to shreds. Guys, I don't know. I think he was smoking the cracky cocaine. I don't know why Barry Windsor-Smith looks at this effort with sour eyes. This is top level work in my eyes. It's not his most complete meaning. We can tell by the layouts. We're maybe putting this together in post. Maybe some of these drawings are not full size 11 by 17, but what he is as an artist comes through. I mean, even this, I love, there's like a pink highlight in the hair that's only on the hair and not really on the face or on his shoulder or lats here or traps, right? But it's only here. I mean, like I say, what he does is so interesting to me. Guys, if you find this in the dollar bin and you need, it's not a Wildstorm book. This is a Barry Windsor-Smith book.